Hello there, it is I, earthmanbrick, and we're back with another scratch build. And today we're making recycle bins, because recycling is one of the best things that you can do. It's because nobody likes being wasteful. Everyone likes to save things, like find a good bargain, or just generally be good for the environment and all that garbage. Climate change, blah blah blah, all that rubbish. The stuff that what's her face goes on about, Greta Thunberg. Bleh. Anyway, so what I decided to do was I wanted to make a nice little bin, more like a bottle bin. So the thing was to I used card. This is just your regular card, and I just put on a few layers there, thickened it up so it's a lot sturdier than usual. And I used a rotary hole punch as well, just to punch a couple of holes in it. And then with a piece of MDF, I just sandwiched it and then rolled the card over the top. Now you can see where I folded it up over the edges here. It's creased it up a little bit, but that doesn't bother me. And I've put on some strips here and there just to create the lid, because I thought this is the hardest bit to make, so I went for that. And then I cast it using oyamaru. And these are the pieces here. You can see how that's formed up. You can see it's still got that little fold there. But what you can always do is just kind of scratch it off and whatnot. Because this is an air drying clay that it's been cast with. Once you've got all the pieces out, it's just a case of assembling them. And these are the originals I've got here that I made out of card. And again, you can see how I've used a little bit in the middle just to create a slight bit of curvature for the sides. And there's the front and back of the thing. Didn't bother with the bottom because I thought I can always just make a bottom out of card anyway. It's easy enough to do. And then assembling it was easy enough. And then painting it up was the real treat. So this is one all done up here. You can hear that's just mostly card. It's mostly hollow and all done up. And to get this signage here, I went into our classic resource, which is right here, our PPE catalog, of which we've got loads and loads and loads and loads of signage, and cool colors and all sorts. And I looked out these pages here, like this one, to get our glass and mixed glass and plastics. And I made sure that when I was designing it, that would fit exactly between these lines. And here's a few of them that I've made so far. And that's it, all done and dusted, helpfully weathered, and just with a little bit of black paint for the holes. And it's kind of good enough. And I would have been happy to stop right there. I mean, I'm going to tart these up a little, give a little bit more detail. Not much, but just add a little bit of extra glitz and glamour. And as per tradition, much like we've done with other builds, I thought, well, I've got the molds now, why not make some mini-mix? So I've made up these bad boys. And these are done mostly with just card, hot glue just to add on an extra layer of texture and strength. Yeah, typical hot glue webs. Easily picked off though. And that's just bits of wire and a couple of, what do you call them, beads there to make some eyes. And we'll see what these look like once they're all painted up. And to get these nice looking tentacles, I used a combination of Milliput and a homemade texture roller that I've made using Lego. And you just kind of rub it between the two pieces, and it gives you a nice, really nice kind of texture to your tentacles. Works a treat. Again, I've thickened it up with hot glue. So yes, I'm going to get painting up these and finish these ones off. So, bye for now. See you again soon. Hello there, and we're back. And here they are, all done and dusted. Look at that. No? Yeah. Pretty happy with how these have turned out. I've added a lot of... Get right in there. I've added a little bit silver, just to accentuate and help tell that it is a little bit metal. So no more than a dry brush, just to give that extra weathered effect. I've also used inks to help accentuate some of these lines and details. Yes, I think it's done a proper job. So pretty happy overall, and you can still make out the lettering and whatnot. You can tell which bin is which. So yes, shoestring budget recycle bins, because I don't know if there's anyone's even made a 3D print sculpt or anything like that. And of course, because we've made these molds ourselves, we're also able to do our mimics. And here they are. So here's the first one here. It looks like a regular bin, except what's that? It's tentacles and it's a big old jobby gore, ready to eat and put victims into its delightful maw. So yes, very happy with how this turned out, because we were using our scratch build. Well, not scratch build. I mean, it's Lego. We used Lego texture rollers, which is a much better way of doing it if you've got spare Lego lying about. So yes, pretty happy with how that one's turned out. Again, I just had a few extra panels, so that's just card and card. And there was just 3 extra panels here. Had an extra one of these, so I thought, you know what? An extra one, because this is the initial one I've done for the mimics. It's a bit more cartoony, but you know what? I don't hate it. Pretty simple, just card, hot glue, and a lot of love. No, paint. That was it. Paint, yes. So, that's all done and dusted. So what's next for our recycling days? Because we've got all of these that we made before. Yes, and that's just our regular kind of general waste bins. We also have this bad boy, another little mimic for the fold, which again is one of these general bins. And I think that's the beauty of once you make a mold of some of these parts, it gives you a lot of extra options to make monsters out of them, like we've done before with the toilets. And so what my big plan is to incorporate a lot of all these into making a big recycling waste plant. So we'll be adding in this, we'll be adding in those bins, we'll be using our fences that we've made previously as well. And I'll throw in some other bits and bobs. If you have any ideas of what you'd like to see, let me know in the comment descriptions and stuff and blah 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 below. You know, the bit where you can post extra bits. But that's all I've got for you today. So thanks again for watching, and bye.